Emu is face to face against Xebec, who calls him the Rat King, which is very, very significant, okay? And it goes to show how amazing of a writer Oda really is. This one word, just like the world comment from last chapter, is the reason why I love One Piece so much, okay? Firstly, this is a clear insult at the current ruler of the world, which means that you are a king that only lives off of others, basically a parasite. This is the same insult given to the Pope of the Catholic Church by Martin Luther to kickstart the Protestant Reformation in 1516. In his Table Talk Yap sessions, Martin Luther insults the Pope by calling him the Rat King. He says that the Pope is being carried by his rats. He is a parasite who takes from the people, just like how Emu in this chapter is carried by the legs of Saturn, one of his rats. Martin Luther saw the Catholic Church's higher-ups as rats that sold indulgences, which were written promises from the Pope to reduce the time a person's soul had to spend in purgatory. They used these funds to start construction on the St. Peter's Basilica, even though the Church and the Pope are the richest in the world, wealthier than even kings, which is one of the main reasons that made Martin Luther crash out on the Catholic Church and write his 95 Theses. This is similar to the Celestials asking for heavenly tribute to make sure people's countries don't become hell and overrun with pirates. And they use this money to create bridges like Tequila Wolf or Vodka Wolf that go seemingly nowhere. Now, of course, this is part of Emu's greater plan to control the world, but currently those bridges aren't helping anyone, or the wealth is used by the rats at the top however they fancy, even having mermaid slaves to live in decadence. Emu and the Gorosei are bringing no value to the world by being at the top, which would require the people's money to go to them. This is extremely intentional by Oda, especially since he's following the Christian themes with Emu and the Gorosei. From the God's Knights based on the Templar Knights to even the architecture of the Holy Land and the revolutionaries of My Goat Monkey Debbie Dragon having the Genesis and the Bible. Oda's writing is so cool this chapter that while Rocks calls Emu the Rat King, we have multiple Rocks pirates betray their crew. Man, One Piece is so fucking cool, bro. Like when I found this connection about Martin Luther and all this shit, my mind was completely blown, yeah? And there's like so much deeper that this like rabbit hole about Emu being like Satan. There's a video that we've been working on for the past few months. I don't know when it's gonna go out, about all the religious symbolism in One Piece explained. And when you look at how deep Oda goes into these religious themes and just talking about different cultures in One Piece from our own world, it's like Oda is a fucking genius, man. Alright, coming back to the chapter, yeah, the coolness does not stop there. Rocks, after being called Davy Jones by Emu, says that he's not Davy Jones, yet he believes that promises are meant to be kept. Which makes me wonder if 800 years ago, to defeat the Ancient Kingdom and Joyboy, Emu made a promise to Rocks' ancestor, Davy Jones, who was likely a rival to Joyboy in the same sense that Luffy and Teach are, so he would fight alongside Emu. However, this promise was never kept after Emu won. Now, with all of the Christian motifs around, y'all know about our balls deep Emu D Judas theory that we've had for like 4 years now, which gets supported by him being called a rat as well. Emu was part of Joyboy's crew 800 years ago, and Emu, similar to Blackbeard, who after finding the darkness fruit betrayed his own family, after finding the Eve tree which gives birth to devil fruits, Emu betrayed his nakama and used or tricked Zunisha and Lily to defeat Joyboy. In this quest, he likely promised Davy Jones something in the new world, which was never fulfilled. Instead, his clan was hunted down even to this day. Emu's great crime and trickery from 800 years ago must all be expunged from the annals of history. If there is no evidence or it's forgotten, then Emu can create whatever myths he wants about why he is god of the world. And you know, people actually die when they're forgotten, as according to Hiraluk. And if Emu is able to destroy the D clan, make everyone forget about Nika all around the world, then Nika never existed in the first place, right? If this does happen, then Emu can create whatever myth he wants about why why he is god of the world. No one is able to rebel in this perfect utopia which Imu desires. It's the perfect simulacrum. Now, one of the core messages of One Piece is that you can't stop people from dreaming and wanting more. Relate to us by the son of Xebec himself. Yet, Imu is too delulu to understand this. He thinks he can control dreams and everyone in the world. That's why he says that Mu's world is incomplete, since the D-Clan members still exist. There are countless non-government affiliated islands. You have Ohara, who figured out Imu's true nature after 800 years. They knew about the history. They wrote it on all of their books. They even like deciphered the ancient language. Like, Imu has to even keep Garp that rebelled against him in the Marines to retain power, which suggests that Imu is not free enough to do what he wants. There's no absolute freedom Imu has. He still has to have the facade of the empty throne. He still has to have the Gorosei, the myth of the celestial dragons that rebelled against the ancient kingdom, all this other bullshit to keep his facade alive. Until every one of these D-Clan members and every remnant of the history of the world is destroyed by the Great Flood, resulting in Imu having no challengers to whatever myth he wants to create. This world right now is incomplete. Imu doesn't have total control yet. Now, Xebec, to his comment, just says that the world isn't yours as he slices him up. Every person has a right to exist and exercise their freedom. Just like Martin Luther questioned the Pope's divine right to rule the Christian world, even calling him the Antichrist, Xebec questions Imu's right to rule the world. It's a free-for-all in the Rocks Pirates. The treasures of the celestial dragons are so valuable that all allegiances are gone. First, it's Captain John, who uses his magnet fruit to attract all of the valuable metals around the area to his side. Even my goat monkey that be dragon gets caught up in this, bro. Like, since he's, he's carrying his little musket in the back. Bro, this dude John, but he is so close to getting Shanks to safety, but this bum-ass Captain John had to spoil my goat's day again, bro. Oh my god. Luckily, Ganzui, who has Mr. Five's booger fruit, he shows up and uses his power to turn Captain John into smithereens, which causes Dragon to drop out from the sky and Shanks to the ground as well. Shiki, another top officer, is confused as to why Ganzui blew up his own crewmate. He's like, oh, he wasn't gonna split the money with us, gang. Turns out that each chest is worth like 1 billion berries, and there's like tens, maybe even hundreds of these chests around, filled with treasure. So you can't blame a dude for betraying his nakama. That's what he said, bro. Ganzui, as he says this, he fires another booger bomb at Shiki while his back is turned, bro. These are all rats, bro. All of these rats betraying each other. However, we know that Captain John survives in God Valley and gets away with most of the treasure. That's why it became so famous. But if Buggy, who is fated to find Captain John's treasure and discovers it, he will become the richest man in the whole world. Like in the fourth world, I guess. Like this new utopia after Imu and the government are finally defeated. It's not all Rocks pirates who are fighting each other though, as Big Mom shows up in front of Imu as well, since she was chasing Kaido for eating the fruit she promised him he would get. Kaido is so funny, bro. Like, he's just happy to be there. He just wants to show off his new devil fruit powers, okay?